We appreciate the acting that goes into wrestling.
It's performance.
It is
Absolutely.
performance. Yeah. People don't necessarily make the connection. So I know we were talking about like, oh man, as actors, we could do wrestling. Tell us about how that's helped you now as an actor. Now you're doing on camera, now you're doing producing. How has that helped you in your acting life now?
Before we start that, I want to just point one thing out that I like that you guys did. At the beginning of the Money in the Bank show, you guys hit that, it's the Money in the Bank show at the same time, which I thought was really cool. And it was something that Miz and I did with the greatest tag team of the 21st century. I think anytime you hit something in unison, like it's a cool energy. It brings a cool energy to things. Anyway, that's I mean something that like I don't know if you guys got that from wrestling or just got that from like stuff that you like to do because it's fun, but there are a lot of things that I've taken from wrestling to acting. And if you think about wrestling as a live performance, you could look at it as you have to be larger than life. That's the whole point
theater
of
in the round.
wrestling. Yeah. Exactly. Right. So you're performing for the person who's sitting in row 1 of Madison Square Garden, but also for the person in the nosebleeds, sitting all the way back. They have to be able to see your pain. They have to be able to see everything that you're doing. So everything has to be really big. And living in the moment, being angry, being excited, being happy to win a championship, that's performing. That's acting. The amount of movement and excitement that you have has to be changed, certainly for on-camera stuff.
One of the things I noticed when you can see the actor really making the shift, I call him the actor because it's wrestling as an actor.
Yeah.
In the match that goes 10, 15 minutes, when the count is 1, count is 2, you can see the actors who are really seasoned after that long match kicking out with just a little bit of energy, like they had nothing left, as opposed to the wrestler who kicks out with a ton of energy, but they're still really down on that 2 count. Just these little subtle nuances of when to show, like, okay, I can barely get the arm up, or I can barely make the tag, or I'm really getting excited. Those things we've seen that transition in a lot of wrestlers, and I thought you did a really great job of progressing in that towards your last run.
That specific, like, learning when and how much to sell is the thing I think in wrestling that takes the longest and is the most important. Because when and how much to sell depends on how far in the match you are and who you're wrestling against. Everything is a factor. And the crowd factors into it too. Because if you're in a live event scenario, you might need to kick out really big. It might be that moment. It might be the thing that people want to see, like, our guy's still alive.
Exactly.
Let's see John Morrison do a comeback. Or whatever that moment is.
Well, it's interesting that people who make fun of wrestling, which is something that I just for
who
us
makes fun of wrestling?
Who does that?
Who said
but they don't
vacuum cleaner guy down there?
But it's interesting to see because that's the thing that you learn, right? As you get better, as you get more seasoned as a professional, you're riding the crest of the wave of the audience. You're having to do it with another person in the ring, and a lot of these matches people don't know are improv. Some of them are sketched out, but some of them are just brushstroked, like big brushstrokes. So that the smaller stuff is kind of come up on the fly between you guys, and that's something you've got to learn as you go along. And that's definitely something that I thought we both think you progressed on and got amazing about. You were getting shots at the strap, the big strap, and there's a reason for that, right? You were doing that. Really well.
That brushstroke metaphor I think is a great one.
Yeah.
Because I think the best matches have a lot of improv. Because there's just moments all the time that you can't plan.
Yeah.
And if you pretend like you didn't hear something or you didn't see something, everyone knows you missed an opportunity. Like the crowd might not be able to articulate it, but they know, And being able to capitalize that and hearing it is just an important skill.